Welcome to Flesh and Pod, a flesh and blood podcast breaking down weekly news and notes from the tournament scene, community drama, game strategy, and more. And now, here are your hosts, Abby, Jordan, and Logan.
Hello, and welcome to episode 53 of Flesh and Pod. My name is Abby, and I'm your host. With me, as always, are Logan and Jordan. Logan, we'll start with you. What did you do in Flesh and Blood this week?
I was terrible this week. I played 2 armories. It was fucking well, okay. There's some fucking yourself. Like, I tried to build an aim counter Azalea. Nope. Deck's not good. Went 1-2 in Blitz with that one. And then I showed up at Armory and I was like, I'm on Saturday and I was like, I don't feel like I'm going to go watch some college football, watch the TCU K-State game with a buddy of mine who went to K-State. So he was super fucking hyped. Like, holy shit. That man was screaming, let's go at the top of his lungs and marching through that bar like a Viking conquering. The conquering kind, not the shitty ones from Minnesota kind. But he, and so watching that, so I didn't feel like putting together Blitz decks. So I was like, no, I'm not playing Azalea. So I'm just going to put a non-updated Levia, Kasai, and Benji in my bag. And then I showed up, and the absolute legend Rody Berg was there, and he got bullied into playing. He's like, Logan, do you have a Blitz deck I can borrow? I'm like, yeah, you got your pick here. Pick one of these. He's like, Kasai. I'm like, right. Okay, let's roll some dice then. Odd, I'm playing Levia. Even, I'm playing Benji. I rolled even. Benji's bad. And if you didn't know, Benji's bad. And so I went 2-2 because Benji's bad. And I played a little bit of Talishar and because I bought 2 cases of Monarch first. Yeah. I decided to start popping some boxes because it's fun to do. And I now own 3 cold foil Phantasmal Footsteps. So if anybody's in the market, you can just holler at me. I got you covered.
That's crazy to me.
There's a percentage of Monarch first that's mapped, so you know where the legendary is in the box or in the case. So I ripped the 1 case open because I'm like, I got 2 of these, I might as well. And I'm like, okay, label facing you, top left. If it's not there, the case has the Fabled in it.
Okay.
And so I ripped the footsteps, but there's another algorithm where if you rip the legendary within the first X packs of that box, there's a high percentage chance that you have another legendary in the 3rd box in the mapping order. And so I'm like, I ripped that one. I'm like, pack 7. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that 8 packs is the magic number. So let's just try it. And so I grabbed the 3rd box in the mapping order. Sure enough, first pack. Footsteps number 2. I would have been fine with a Husk. Would have been great with a Husk. Husk would have been fine.
I mean, how much are cold foil footsteps?
280.
Not bad.
No, not bad at all.
Carries the case,
It does carry the case, and then you get 2 of them. It more than carries the case. So,
yeah.
I've also been buying a lot of WTR up because those prices, like the price of the case, does not compute with what the prices of individual cards are right now.
Sure.
So I was finding cases for like $224.
Oh,
so 56 a box.
Yeah.
And when red Sync Belows are almost $2 a piece on their own.
Yep.
You start fighting your way back pretty quick. Like I've opened a
EV
Scabskins.
Is pretty good.
Yeah.
Right?
Like it's pretty high up there. So like you open a couple of Sync Belows and then a decent Majestic or 2. That's totally fine. If you happen to hit a Tunic, you paid for the case.
Right.
That's
Scabskins are $45. Holy shit.
Right. Like Masks are 100. Scabskins are 45. Tunics are 200 again. Like, okay, if you're gonna sell me cases for 220 or 224 or whatever, sure, sounds great. I can open boxes and then save some for drafting because it's a hell of a good set to draft.
Yeah, probably the best draft set. What? That's surprising that hasn't fixed itself.
Right. Like that's confusing to me, which is why I've been buying it.
Yeah, sure. Take your positive EV tickets all day.
Just take them. Yeah, if they're gonna let me have scratchers and know that on these scratchers are just positive numbers. All right.
Yeah. That's kind of nuts. Like, you sent the picture of the first one, and I was like, "Oh, that's really fucking lucky." Like, damn. And then you sent the second one. It was like both of them.
Both of them.
Both of them. These footsteps. And so now again, because like my set footsteps was also cold foil because I've opened 4 cold foil footsteps now. I sold 1 to Keith and have 3 more.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm okay with this. It's great. Jordan, what'd you get up to?
I played a little more Flesh and Blood this week than usual. I played a few games on Talishar throughout the week. There's PTQs coming up, and I don't know or like anything. So I've kind of been trying to figure out what that is, what that's going to look like for me. Played Dash at an Armory on Friday. Played Yuanji Lee's list from the Battle Hardened Philly that he took it down with. And I was so bored. Playing just like Wombat Dash, like go super wide, play a bunch of boosties, and then end the turn is not like engaging. The pistol version is not fun. Like there's a lot there, and I like how diverse it can be. I mean, like this is one of those decks that you can do the grindiest of grind with, and you can go super fast. It's cool in theory. Dash's ability is sweet. Like we like Dash, but we don't like Dash. It was so boring. We have a listener question about Dash in a little bit too, and like so if it's your thing, I don't want to like make it seem like I think it shouldn't be anyone's thing, but just like I'm gonna grab a random hero, build a random deck, play it at my random armory. This was not it for me, and I feel a little nervous when I'm gonna play for PTQs. I'm not totally sure yet, but
I mean, you can just play Briar,
which will probably be very high on the pecking list of just like this deck has a very linear gameplay that's easy to like figure out. Maybe we'll put in some games with it, but always have it as the back pocket deck.
Just worship your Lord and Savior Cryptic Crossing.
Yeah. Part of me thinks I might play Thigh. Like I like that kind of gameplay and game strategy too. It's just very easy, very linear. I was really hoping I would like Dash because I think Dash has some cool stuff. If Dash is prevalent, Assassin gets good, but Assassin doesn't beat a whole lot of other things. So I don't know. It feels very easy to fatigue Dash sometimes. That's what I hear of a lot of Dash players losing to, and that's what I've lost to. Really is just getting fatigued. Yeah. And if you try to pistol when they plan for pistol, you're kind of screwed. If you try to like go wide when they plan for you to go wide, you're kind of screwed. And I'm sure part of that is me just like not boarding correctly in certain matchups, or not playing like, or not knowing when to go to be the aggro versus the control. But yeah, didn't love it. Wasn't for me. Kind of ever stuck in that. What deck is for me? What what is the thing for me in this game right now? But that was my week. A little more Flesh and Blood than usual. Ab, what about you?
I opened some cards. There were no good ones. It was disappointing.
Really hoping for the I did nothing. It's one of my favorite lines that's uttered on this show. So.
Nope. I opened some cards. They were not good. It was sad.
What set did you open?
But Dynasty.
Oh, well, that's why.
It was my prize pack from Armory.
And what was it double blessing? Were you just hashtag double blessed in that pack? Because that's usually what happens.
Oh man, was it double blessing?
I don't.
So, it was 3 rares, so probably it could have been.
Yeah, blessing. Just all the fun. No, because one of those rares, if it's 3 rares, almost has to be an assassin rare.
I heard Abby go, "Hey, we don't need any rares, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I heard the sound of like something hitting in the trash can.
So, it's not good. It's not good.
Hey, we don't need any rares or lowers, right? Nope, garbage. Like,
I mean, I get it.
We didn't need
How unfun is Dynasty to open? I don't want to be Salt Machine.
Super unfun.
It's not fun.
Like I started doing shit to try to like spice it up. Mm-hmm. Like I'll take all of the packs that I get and I'll open them face down so I'll just fan them out and do an Emperor check first.
Okay, yeah.
And once there's no Emperor, well, I know there's no Marvel Emperor or a mech suit or a Soraya, I will just shuffle that shit and then start flipping cards.
Yeah, sure,
Like,
sure. Just
because I don't want to know what the rares are at that point, or the Majestics are. I just want to like start flipping cards
I
because
just want to look at cards.
it's more fun that way.
Yeah, and hey, don't hear me wrong. I really like that the game is accessible. I like that a set like this, most of the cards are cheap. Some of them aren't, and that's a problem too. Like the way surgical extraction.
Let's do our annual or
Or weekly surgical.
our weekly surgical extraction stock check.
Not Magic the Gathering Flesh and Blood. $39.
39. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a dip in the market.
There are 19 normals.
Yes. Oh no, but the first reputable shop is $41.19.
Okay, sure.
So we got one that has 116 sales with 0% on their feedback, which, beautiful. And then we have another one that is 8 sales with 100%. So you have to get really Wizard Shop is pretty well known, and they're 41. And then from there you have 43. So 40, probably 41, 42 is your real number. You're seeing a lot in the sales history where they're all selling right around 40.
So probably looking at the $40 point.
Yep.
Which is on track, right?
Asinine.
Yeah. Like, what is Command and Conquer right now? Command and Conquer.
90.
Oh, is it really $90? Holy shit!
Bad example.
Are you kidding? Yeah, bad example. My bad. That one's on me. Yeah, $96. Shut the fuck up. Oh god.
97 for Arcane Rising.
Holy shit! And, all right, what's in Lightning Strike?
There you go. That's more like 45 right now.
Okay. Yeah, 43 is the low. All right, so this card is on par with Enlightened Strike, and it can't go in any deck that functions. It's crazy. This isn't real.
It can't go in any deck that functions.
Like, this card is unreally priced right now. LSS, please. Oh
yeah. The cheapest Art of War from a reputable seller is 65.
Okay, so that's an interesting comp, right? Is like, you should absolutely, if you're in the position, to spend the extra $20 and get an Art of War, than buy these. Like, I like the concept of Assassin. Like I said to you when we first got spoiled, I was like, oh, this is going to be a cubes card. Like, this is going to be cube cards for sure. But like, eventually, right? But like, man, these prices are not tenable.
They're not tenable. It is not okay. I still don't get it. Like, I don't get it because it'd be one thing if they just sat and like were stagnant at that $40 price. They fucking sell. People buy them. There were at least 10 sales today at around $40 for surgical extractions.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. I don't know what people are buying, to be honest with you. Stop.
I don't know.
Please stop.
I mean, you should pay more attention to like these cards that say generic. They go in all the decks.
Yeah. That's the thing that's really interesting, man. I guess, is how narrow, what decks do you buy these for? Then again, right? Like, this is probably really cool for casual players. It's probably really cool for people that like the theme. Like, you're probably going to build this deck. If you had it in your head from day zero, you were building this deck, sure. But those people aren't keeping this price up.
No.
That's nuts. I don't know.
I don't know. You know what I do know? The Hong Kong Battle Hardened results.
Oh, do you?
You know them.
I didn't even know. It was what, last weekend?
It had happened before we recorded, but we didn't have like results yet. Yeah.
Yes, we recorded very early. And so
really early.
Yeah, go fuck yourself early is what that was.
Yeah, so the top 8 was 3 Rhinar, 2 Icelander, 2 Dash, and a Prism. And then Dash took it down. The winner was Powerful Dixon.
Powerful Dixon.
That's their name. Love that.
Oh, yeah.
That's phenomenal.
That goes right on the tier list. Like, that is an S tier name for a card gamer that wins tournaments.
Like, hell yeah.
You got Powerful Dixon.
And to be clear, This was
Dick
Bliss
Son,
tournament.
not DIX. It is Dick Son.
Yeah, Dixon. And so they also, their opponent was Jack Tang, which is also a very good baseball name.
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
If you told me that was like that guy played professional baseball, I'd be like, yeah, he does.
Yeah. He plays right.
Exactly. Yeah, he's like kind of a power hitter. He's known for slumps, but he's great.
Yeah,
Jack Tang.
he's right-handed Adam Dunn. I mean,
Exactly.
He'll have a good career.
And like 3 people that listen to the show get these references.
Yeah.
And
then in addition to the Battle Hardened, they also had a PTI event. So top 8 for that was Phi 3-, Reinar Icelander, Dromai, Jesus Christ, it's literally right there, and Briar. And Dash took that down as well. Kelvin Laws, who won, and he was in the top 4 of the Battle Hardened.
So this was actually classic constructed.
Correct.
Yeah, and it's still Dash's fucking world right now.
Yeah. So all the shit I just said about Dash, I'm clearly just an idiot. But like,
no, if you don't have fun playing it, that's completely
sure. Yeah. This is. I mean, how many different decks were in the top 8? Abby, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's crazy. That's great.
But 3 Dash.
So we'll see how she does. Maybe it's the Winter of Dash.
We could be looking at a BIOS update winter. We are all going to be using Reg Edit to make sure that no, you know what? I'm not going to keep going.
You know, I've been playing a lot of Netrunner lately, so this whole BIOS update, and I was like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe
funny.
that's what we'll get soon, is something that slices, you know, that's basically just a Netrunner clone in Flesh and Blood.
Oh man.
We have some LSS announcements. Are you ready for the first one?
Do we have any good ones?
Do we have some good ones? Is there any good ones?
Oh boy, there's some. There's some. So the first one, LSS updated their use of organized play materials policy, and the big change is participation and prize cards from tier 2, so ProQuest, RTN, Battle Hardens, and up events are, and then judge promo cards are the stores can resell. They cannot do it for tier 1
Armory
events.
promos. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a change. Like for example, I have like one of the Welcome to Wraith farewell event Katsus in my binder that people have been saying, hey, I'll buy that for a non-zero amount of money when I'm allowed. And this is, I don't know if that actually would fall under this or not. Probably not, actually. But being able to get rid of your ProQuest cards, your Road to Nationals cards, helps the local game stores a lot. I know that like at the Realms event, it definitely sucks that when you're trying to offload your collection and being told that like half of it isn't like they can't buy it. You know,
Right.
Hey, we would, but we're not allowed. So I like this change a lot. There's definitely room for abuse now, which is scary. But if you're running a ProQuest or a Battle Hardened or a Road to Nationals, you're probably safely in the ecosystem of like LSS and can be trusted. So
yeah, if you don't give away that gold foil, you've definitely fucked around to a heavy degree, and the find out scale is not good for you.
Yeah, right. Like, and trust me, the player will make it known that they didn't get their gold foil, right?
Right.
Like, you could probably sneak like a armory promo by me, and I wouldn't really know or remember, you know. But gold foil,
I would remember.
I'd remember one of those. Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
the main prize. So this is a good change, I think.
I
It's
think
kind of,
I think it's beneficial.
yeah, it doesn't really matter until you need it. And like I said, like the stores that are getting these events aren't the stores that are gonna take from you anyway. So
Right. Yeah.
hopefully, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Are you ready for the next one?
Is
Yeah.
it good? Is it a good one?
Does it tell me where Pro Tour 3 is?
It's an announcement.
Does it tell
Okay.
you where the next calling is?
It tells you something.
Okay.
So we have our next set release. It is Outsiders. Release date is March 24th. They'll do pre-releases the 17th through the 20th.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah, so Flesh and Blood delves down into the pits of the sprawling web of underground caverns and canals, home to all manner of backstabbing and skullduggery.
So, quick question. I just got some Dynasty cards, and I would like to play those at a big tournament. Maybe outside of my local game store, maybe with people
No.
from around the country, maybe try to earn a chance
Mm-mm.
to play in Worlds or Nationals.
You're not allowed.
Do they have those yet?
Mm-mm.
Maybe a list of them, like a some sort of referenceable chart.
Yeah, it would correspond to dates on like the do we use
Like a
Gregorian?
grid, like a grid.
What
It's like a
calendar do
grid
we
with
use?
numbers
It'd be-
on it that like have sequential numbers that tell you potentially where you are within any given month.
Yeah, like it could correspond to the Gregorian calendar, right?
Yeah, similar to a Gregorian calendar. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you
It's
take the
similar.
dates that we want to do these things on and transpose them onto the Gregorian calendar.
Yes, that'd be great.
And then that way you, me, anyone else that wanted to play Flesh and Blood at a high level could know.
could go and do that.
Do they have that, Abby?
No, I don't think so. Why would you want that?
That's a
Wouldn't
great
you?
point.
Wouldn't you rather know when cards are coming out that is not something that you need to plan travel for and
So
take time off work for?
Well, I'll
but
have to drive
they
to
have
Mansfield to play
cards.
the pre-release.
They
so.
have cards coming out, so there you go.
So one,
God fucking damn it!
the name of the set is Outsiders. Is this Secret Lair Pony Boy? Like, what the fuck? Okay. I'm not going to make, or is this a Hall and Nash Outsiders thing? Like, what outsiders are we dealing with here? It's very important to realize. The next thing, I just finished getting my playset of Dynasty done. And you're fucking telling me what the next set is before I know what the next fucking event is?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's been less than a month since Dynasty came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay. So let's
Mm-hmm.
unpack this for a minute, Jordan.
Yeah,
Abby.
yeah.
If they know when this set is being released, doesn't that like think that they would also know potentially when their fucking events are being held?
Yeah, surely we
No.
know when the next Pro Tour is.
Sure. Like they're
No.
holding events to qualify for the next Pro Tour that we don't know where it is or when it will be held.
Yeah, it's a secret.
I kind of like the idea of a secret Pro Tour. Like if you win your BTQ, you get like a little envelope
Yeah.
with a hint.
Here's the
And, like-
thing: if you have to ask, you're not invited.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and like everyone else that wins a beat, everybody gets different clues in their envelopes, and so you can
You
coordinate
have to piece
with
them
like
together.
yeah, like Dagan will go to all the other team of set people, and they'll get all their clues, and they'll figure it out. And if they show up on the right time,
At the right place.
at the right place, at the right time, then they get to play in the tournament. And like part of the game is finding the tournament.
So is
There you go.
it going to be red herrings as well? Like the because like the Pro Tour 2 promo poster said the Pro Tour 2 was going to be held in Utrecht when it was in Lille. Like
Yeah, there's definitely going to be
is-
like real fans who know what's fake news. That's yeah. And then James White will have the audacity to look us in the eye and say, "We want players to be able to enjoy the product before we spoil the next one."
and we're going to look dead in the face and well, COVID made it so that planning this was going to be very difficult. So
Oh
we
my
thought that
God.
inserting clues to
Yeah.
instruct people where to potentially look allowed us more latitude to change what clues would interact with different clues to then get to the place that we were finally able to schedule eventually when we decided that we were in a spot where scheduling would make sense. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
they obviously know, hey, Fred McGriff just got elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Nice.
Oh, good.
I like that one. Okay. But they obviously know. Like, they do. I'm going to guess that there is a world premiere event that will happen for Outsiders. Hopefully it's in Vegas because that actually would correspond very neatly with my vacation plans already, and I don't have to do any extra. But we know that there are 3 SCG cons in North America. We don't know what the events are at them. But
Right.
they obviously do. We know that in a month-ish, we're going to be playing for a spot in Pro Tour 3. They obviously know where Pro Tour 3 is. But I'm trying to make a decision on whether or not, because it is very difficult for me for this Pro Tour season to play multiple Pro Tours. I'm trying to make a decision if I want to do extra travel so I can get in a couple of events that I wouldn't be able to otherwise. But that's really fucking hard to do if I don't know if what I'm qualifying for or attempting to qualify for is going to be something I can go to.
Yep.
It's also just utter bullshit that, like, if these, and this is again, the pitchfork is sharp right now. And if I was winning, if I had the possibility of top 8ing or something and winning something other than some fucking sleeves, maybe I'd be okay with not knowing.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd be fine with the idea that, hey, you know what? I found out after I scheduled all this time to make these trips that I wasn't going to be able to play in the Pro Tour. I'm going to go play these Pro Quests anyway. You know, I'm going to play those Pro Quests anyway. They got some really dope things to get. Fucking sleeves. I'm not going to.
Logan, let me stop you there. You do get a Fab Resource medal counter.
I can. Fab Metal Tokens is a no free ads, but Fab Metal Tokens does exist.
Yep.
And you can just order them straight from there. And sleeves are something you can buy at your local game store. I don't know if you knew that.
Yep. You could support both of these things without going to these garbage tournaments. So yeah.
And,
here's the thing. I think that I would like to qualify for the Pro Tour. That is a dream I've had in cards. It's been a dream. Like, it's been your aspiration in cards.
Yeah.
Right. Like, that's we're competitive people. That's the reason we play the game. I have such a hard time knowing, like, do I live close to the next Pro Tour? Is it going to be a hassle? Is it on a weekend that I'm already booked? Who knows, man? Right. People do. People surely do. Why they won't tell me is crazy.
There are human beings on this planet right now, planet Earth, that know when these events are being held. But the people that are trying to plan, man, LSS, I doubt you're listening at this point. You have shut this podcast off probably 5 minutes ago at this point. But if you made it through that diatribe, if you made it through that spewing of just kind of pseudo anger in your direction, all you got to do is tell us. We want to play your game. We want to go places to play your game. We want to show up in the flesh and blood and speak the common language of great games. we want to do that. You're not helping. You are hindering that mission statement by withholding this information. This is shit that people needed weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way you tell us that there's a set coming out in mid-March, and then the audacity to then say nothing about the corresponding Pro Tours or anything else that go along with it. That's unconscionable to me. I mean, Magic is a fucking dumpster fire. They know where they're playing, though.
Yep.
I sure don't.
They know where the next premiere event is. Now, like, we're recording this. It's 8:39 Eastern on Sunday evening, the 4th of December, right? I fully expect that before you hear this on Tuesday, they'll have an OP announcement on, like, Monday. So this will be an episode at a time. But the fact that you're doing these announcements for things that are the last week of quarter 3 before
quarter one.
What did I say? 3? Yeah, 1.
Yeah.
Tell me what the events in New Jersey and Indianapolis and Charlotte are. Tell me what those are. Just tell me what tournaments those are. Is there a calling? Like, my guess is that callings are going to kind of be relegated to, based on just this, right? I'm ready to be wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if callings get relegated to, like, day 2 of major events, which is a shame. But that's kind of what we've seen so far, a little bit at the tail end of back half of 2021. Now, hopefully that was just the last harumph of COVID planning, and we're in this new era for a new fresh slate, because, like, the COVID dog doesn't hunt anymore.
No.
Can't we figure out how many there'll be each year? Didn't they release, like, their new point system, and it kind of laid out how many? Where was that at?
Maybe. I mean, that's
we got something earlier this year that, like, changed how they were doing points, and it was basically like every year we'll have a set number of
living legend
points
possible.
And so then you could kind of like, but I don't remember where that
We'd
is.
have to also know how many PTQs we have, which I guess we could find out.
Or they could just tell us.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yes. Yeah. So
I don't know. Like, I don't want to. I'm not off this yet, and the reason being is I don't know that I've ever felt this frustrated at something I enjoy. I got out of Magic before I hit that point. And there have definitely been times where I've just like sat up and looked at my calendar, looked at my work slate, looked at everything else and went, if I don't have this by December 10th, am I just done? Am I just saying, fuck this? I don't want this to be like this.
Sure.
Where I have to kind of like put things in pencil because I don't know what any of this event schedule looks like. I should know at minimum 3 months in advance for anything. And I don't even know. Sometimes I don't even know like weeks in advance, it feels like. I mean, I know that's probably a reach, but at the same time, like there's a SCG con that is about a month away and we don't know what's at that SCG con.
Yep.
We have no clue.
And it's one of the fringe ones that I would travel to if there were time, right? Like, it's just one of those ones that if they came out, like it's a PTQ weekend, so it would have to be like a calling basically, for me to decide to go. But if this thing in Jersey were a PTQ, or I'm sorry, were a calling, I'd be there. But
yeah,
the fact that we don't know means I'm probably, even if it is a calling, we're getting to that point now where, all right, I'm just going to stick with my PTQ plans. That's frustrating.
Yeah. You can still hear me, right? I just got a weird message.
Yeah, I disconnected, but the cool thing about our platform and behind the scenes for everybody is that I just record locally. Each of us records locally, so we're always saved.
Yeah, like I'm losing connection to server, attempting to reconnect, but okay.
Oh, are you doing it or am I doing it? Oh, this is good radio, by the way.
I think it has to be me at this point.
Interested.
Okay, well, while we do that, now that we've gotten all of our feelings out about the fact that we don't have an OP schedule yet, let's talk about the picture we got with Outsiders. That chick looks dope.
What is this? What do you think this is?
It gives me... Jordan, what is that League of Legends show?
Arcane?
Arcane. Okay, right, because that... Did they call it the pits there? What did they call it?
There's some region in Runeterra that you're referencing. Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
It gives me
like the underbelly of...
Yeah, it gives me like that / Mad Max vibes. Mad Max vibes.
Yeah.
Mad Max vibes.
Mad Max, yes.
I need to watch that movie.
It's really good.
I think that we will probably get a very assassiny, a very assassiny, a very mechanologist-y, maybe some blends of those classes, maybe some talented versions of those classes in this set. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Some underworld merchants, some evil merchants, perhaps. That'd be kind of cool.
So for all my over 35 crowd out there, this looks like Tank Girl. And
Tank Girl.
Yes, this looks like Tank Girl. And I love Tank Girl. But it's kind of broody too, with like teeths and kind of like some of the fur-lined, feathery, and bone shit. It kind of gives me some brute vibes, but this looks like Tank Girl to me.
I just Googled Tank Girl, and it does give off that vibe. A lot of it's in the hat.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking at the comic or the movie?
I'm looking at the Tank Girl 1995 poster.
Okay.
But let me look at the comic.
Ice-T is in the movie Tank Girl.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, and I see the comic now. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I get Tank Girl vibes, baby.
Sure. I'm with it. I hope that we flesh out Assassin. That Assassin's a fun draftable class.
So you can put it in cube.
So you can put it. Yeah, so I can put it in the cube. Get out Dory. I would like mechanologists to get some good support. I think I would like merchant to get some support. I like the idea of this like gold spender, gold buy. Buy. Hey, I'll buy the top card of your library and be able to play it later. That kind of shit would be kind of fun. But hopefully we get to play with Dynasty before we get this set.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe
I feel like that this like is kind of leaning into mechanologists starting to be a talent, but
okay.
Who really knows with this? Like, it just could be like the way the card looks, and because the card looks dope, like it does, and what the pits actually mean, like what the denizens of the pit are actually like.
Sure, we know nothing about that, right? Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, we know zero, but it's again, I'm not going to keep making Ponyboy or pro wrestling references, but I do like the looks of this. It's aesthetically cool.
Agreed.
And interesting.
Yep.
Agreed.
I really hope that cigar is a weapon.
Is this the first Brian Gottlieb touch draft set fully? Yes, I believe so. This is okay.
That does have a level of interest on its own.
Yes, agreed. So, here's hoping.
Yep. All right. Well, that's all of the announcements that we have. Yay.
Okay. Let me just refresh fabtcg.com really quick just to make sure that there's nothing else that is of import that has shown up since. Nope.
No.
Of course, you're listening to this and it's already came out.
Oh, so, absolutely.
Like, know this. We sound like assholes. It's done. So you're welcome.
That's right.
Yeah, we did this for you.
Yeah. All that, work of building a clout, we destroyed it in this moment for you to have information.
That vitriol that we just spewed was all to make sure that you got an OP announcement before this episode is actually airing.
That's right.
Also, one last thing. Everfest Unlimited when?
Don't tip them. They'll launch that before they do the next calling.
God damn it.
James White just had a fever dream, woke up in a cold sweat, and doesn't know why.
Because you need to make sure you can get those high strikers in Unlimited, babe.
Like, it's important. God. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
They are Q2 2023, according to the products page. So I will jam the over.
I would too. I'm pretty sure the over actually is not even paying right now.
Yeah, so.
Right. All right. Let's move this along. We've done a lot there. We have 3 listener questions this week. The first one is from the OG Wizard, aka Theo G Wizard, which is what I first read.
Wizard. I think is his name. I think that's officially his name is Theo G Wizard.
Yes. So, how do you guys feel about Dash in the current meta? What are your thoughts on Scramble Pulse? I feel like people are sleeping on
it. Dash is a tier 1 competitor for sure. Yeah. Probably the tier 1 competitor.
Yeah, seems very best decky.
Yeah,
you kind of run into that whenever I see friend of the show Dagan White posting looking to buy cards from a certain hero class. Usually means that it's just a tier 1 deck because that's typically all he plays. Do you also think that like is Theo short for Theodore, or do you think Theo's his given name?
I think it's short.
You think it's Theodore?
Oh, you mean in our headcanon? I'm an idiot. Because I was like, guys, his name's not Theo. Like
Theodore Griswold Wizard is what I got.
Griswold? Yeah. Is he from the Chevy Chase series?
Yeah. It's the holidays.
Yeah, it's the holidays. Yeah, I definitely think it's Theodore Griswold Wizard.
Yeah, that has to be. I can't.
His baptism name, yeah.
Scramble Pulse. Why can't I think of what
Scramble Pulse is? The 2. It's a red for 2. Attacks for 5. It has boost, obviously. Then equipment have -1 while defending this combat chain.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that card is like a 2 for 5 is like okay.
Well, is the blue just better? As a blue that blocks for 3, it doesn't need to hit.
Sure.
To have the effect.
It's just a lead. Yeah, like paying 2 for the 3 is kind of like not great. But and I guess okay, it's funny because I even responded to the old Theo Griswold that I was like, I'm very far from being good at talking about decks and card choices, and I'll defer to you and then like other shows for that kind of stuff. But mostly you and Dagan is who I defer to on those things. But cards like this, I think, are just tough because they're really expensive. The effect is typically very minimal. On the turns that you want this effect are probably not the turns you're going to get them to use their equipment.
Isn't this basically, well, I guess it's one less power than Throttle, right? Because Throttle is 654.
Yes. Yeah.
Is this one of those rare instances where a yellow is playable? Because the 4 is a breakpoint and you still get the effect, so blocking it is kind of hard, especially without equipment. And you still can use this to pitch for paying for one of your ones and then use the last resource available to hit your Teklo. Like,
okay.
Is this a playable yellow?
Sure. I mean, I don't.
He's like, the fuck are you saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Would play 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. No, it's would play.
As like a 2 for 4 and it's like average scenario, probably not. So my thought with Scramble Pulse that I think I poorly articulated is that like the turn that you're doing this probably is very unlikely to be the turn that they're going to need to block with their equipment. Because like if you're leading off with your 2 for 4 or your 2 for 5 even, you're not going to threaten a ton of damage that turn. Very likely, like it's very likely not going to be your maximum velocity turn.
It makes it a bad zipper hit at that point.
Yeah. And so if you could tell me that you're going to reliably turn this into like the maximum velocity turn, where hey they're going to want all their equipment involved and all that kind of stuff, maybe. Or what's the other one that gives your guy like your next thing +3 or dominate if it hits? But those all cost 2, right? Like those are all also very expensive.
Yes.
So
why can't I think of it now?
I can't think of it either. But it's like it's an attack that if it hits, your next thing gets +3.
Yeah.
Your next thing with boost gets +3. And so those kind of cards also are expensive. So I think this is just very taxing. This could be really cool in Blitz, especially Logan, like you mentioned, that yellow one where you're going to want, there's a lot more early aggressive trading of equipment because you're trying to preserve your hand. So I mean, maybe this has more game there, but even then in a format like that, you don't want to pay below rate for stuff.
I think the blue does actually have a better shot in Blitz just because you're almost 100% starting in Pound Town in Blitz.
Sure.
And so that makes this 5 for 2. So that's a better break point than potentially the
True.
2 for 6.
Definitely true.
Plus a blue. I mean, you
And
do
blocks
get
for the
resource. Yeah, you do get resource stretch sometimes on those turns.
Yep.
So if you pitch a blue of these, play a blue of these, and again you still have 1 resource left over for Teklo if you need it. Like, I don't see that as the end of the world. It's probably good enough.
Yeah, it's worth trying for sure. And I think that's a point that I didn't make very well, Theodore, is that this is worth testing, right?
He's now just known as the Grizz. We're gonna call him the Grizz.
Oh man, if this guy was Grizz, that'd be insane. Grizz throws down. All right.
The actual Grizz. Like,
yeah,
okay.
If this were actual Grizz with his saxophone, Abby's wubbing for all you audio people that you can't see it. Dom, that was for you, buddy. Yeah, blue that blocks for 3. I mean, like if you want to try this, try it. Like, I think it'd be sick. Don't listen to my dumbass, like who won't absolutely ever try it or think about it again, right? Just like do it. Like, I think it's sick if you think it's going to be good where people are sleeping on it. Like, prove me wrong. That'd be dope to see that card in the list somewhere, and I can be like, oh shit, that was Grizz. Like,
hey, it's now 7 in the morning.
Is that the second beer?
One? Fucking A, it is.
Hell yeah, I like the sticker on the koozie too.
Yeah, it's an actual Yeti koozie.
Oh, the can Yeti. Okay, yeah.
These things are great.
Yeah, those are nice.
I fucking love them.
Those are nice.
I want one. So,
aside free ads, by the way.
News story. I was playing against somebody in a Battle Hardened event or PTI event. Sorry, not Battle Hardened, and got into a conversation. And they're like, "Yeah, I work for Yeti," and I'm like, "Why do they not have Yeti can coolers for tall boys?"
Oh, interesting.
And he was just like, "Shit, why don't they?" So if those come out and I start seeing those, I'm taking credit.
There you go.
Sure.
I'm saying that this was me.
I think you should too.
That's fair.
I'm probably buying several of them at like $80 a piece because they say Yeti on them or whatever.
Yes.
But I want tall boys in one of these, and that the tragedy of these are they don't hold tall boys. Otherwise, they're great. Like everything else is perfect.
I think they're definitely great. But you're right, tall boys are in it because that's or like White Claw sized ones.
Yeah, you could do that for.
You're surprised those don't exist?
Yeah, for the skinny set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a whole like line of this shit that's missing, and so I think that they need those. Because I want one. Are you looking it up now to see if they exist?
Yeah.
Because if they do, like, send me the link. I'm gonna go start buying.
Tall boy.
Tall boy.
What the hell is the name of the thing I just played? Yeti. Tall boy Yeti. Oh, there's some on Yetsy.
No.
That's not what we're after though. Oh wait, what is this? Yeti Rambler 16-ounce Coaster tall can insulator for tall boys in 16. Yeah, it's good for 16-ounce cans, long necks, tall boys, game days.
I got it right here. Here we go. You can customize these.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool colors too.
Oh, now I know what to send Jordan and Abby for Christmas.
You could send me you could send me one that's USC red because they're big fans of the Buckeyes. So,
you are now.
Yeah, big fan.
It's I laugh my ass off because yes, there is a 12-ounce slim version that is sold out.
Nice. Yeah, fits monsters according to the comments too. So that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're on right there.
Sick. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're a giant Utah fan right now. You love the Mormon mashing that happened.
I love Utah. I love South Carolina.
Oh yeah, you're big on South Carolina.
Lifelong Gamecocks fan. Yeah.
Big on the Cocks. Love Cocks.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, what a shit show. Like,
yeah.
That is my.
Yikes. All right. Question number 2 is from May. I see your Twitter feed, Jordan, and I respond with, if LSS made a, quote, secret layer, what 4 cards are in it? Can someone explain what this is to me, please?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, God. Go ahead, Logan.
So people were doing a thing. So secret layer is a thing at Wizards where they'll have pick a property, right? And they'll take either existing Magic cards and make versions of them that are that have art or imagery of that property. So or they'll make brand new cards that are based in that property. So like they did one with Secret Lair, or they did Secret Lair Stranger Things. And so they had cards for 11 and Dustin and all the kids and Hopper and Joyce, and then had one for the Upside Down and had one for the Mind Flayer. Then people on Twitter were doing a thing. It's like, if they were doing a Secret Lair for you, what 4 cards would be in it? So this is if they were going to print a 4-card set that's based on you and send it and make it available for people to buy to send to them directly, what would be in it?
I have mine.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, it's Bravo, Star of the Show, Oakenold, Blink, and Pulsivis and Left.
See, I thought yours would definitely be because it would just be not the card Starvo, but you would just have Oakenold and the 3 pulses. Sure,
that's fair too. Yeah, that's probably even more of a likely product than selling like just a random Majestic in it. So yeah. I like that. But it would definitely be something Starvo related and kind of all arts of those. For the Magic one, I picked Karn and then the 3 Tron lands, by the way.
Yeah, my Magic one is Arcbound Ravager, Cranial Plating, Inkmoth Nexus, and Galvanic Blast.
Sure.
Or sorry, Ornithopter, not Galvanic Blast.
Okay, yeah.
And
fair enough.
I think because of like it would be kind of my roots of it, my fab one would be Eclipse, Soul Reaping, what the fuck's it called that got banned? Seeds of Agony.
Yep.
And then pick another random Shadowverser probably. So I would want the chain package for mine because that's really the first thing I really started working with when I started playing. Otherwise, it would be a Starvo package again. It would just be something along that. Probably be like Oakenold, Autumn's Touch. What are the cards I love to fuse with? Lightning Surge, red specifically.
Okay. That way
That
you
one
know
always-
what's coming next.
Yeah, that one always felt so good. Because it's like, yeah, fuse with this. Oak can hold your ass. Oh shit. That
That's
was always a
funny.
fun one.
Yikes.
I think I'd be really hard because like a ninja one would be good too. I think Abby would definitely be a Phi one.
Yeah.
Or Ira. And I would probably be a Katsu one where I would be like Snatch, Razor Reflex, Mugenshi, and Lord of Wind.
Abby, what would yours be? Would you lean towards Phi or?
Well, so far I have 3 cards, and it's to no one's surprise, Rapid Reflex.
Okay.
And then I have Kadachi times 2.
Okay. Well.
Then like leg tap or just any other
Yeah,
whirling Miss Blossom.
Well, I'm trying to think of like a specific card. The first one I think is Phoenix Flame, because obviously Phi is the one that I did the most with, but that doesn't particularly fit with the rest of them because I never played Kadachi Phi. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know what 4 would be, but Rapid Reflex is number 1 on my list. To literally
No one's surprised.
is.
Not a single fucking person is
Sure.
surprised by that being on your list.
That's right.
Yeah, I like for you, I would think Rapid Reflex definitely 100%, and I would almost think Searing Emberblade instead of Kadachi's, but it's kind of
interesting.
again, it's kind of a who knows with that one, and then like Phoenix Flame and Spreading Flame or something along those lines.
So yeah, I was more successful with Phi, but I have played more with Ira.
Yeah.
So that's why the 2 Kadachis were there. Well, because originally I had 1 Kadachi, and I was like, well, you can't just have 1 Kadachi. Like, why would you do that?
Right. It's one of the things that annoys me about the alpha printings is that they only have one, like the reverse Kadachi did not come until Crucible.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
like, you fucking dicks.
It throws me off whenever I go through the binder every time. So I always think that I'm off by 1 from everything Kadachi onward.
Because you're not.
Yeah.
But
I'm not,
it feels
but it
like
just
you
looks
are.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah. It is not congruent in your head.
Right. Like
Yeah.
there should be the second Kadachi.
There always should be.
Exactly. All right. Question number 3 is from Mitch. Do you think we will ever get a supplementary set that supports talents? If so, do you think LSS is wanting to introduce more talents or more heroes with talents?
Ever? Yes, probably. As to what they're waiting for, I don't know if they're happy with like where the heroes that don't have talents are yet. We're just now seeing Dash kind of be competitive for the first time since Arcane Rising. Ranger still has a long way to go, both the talentless version and the talented version. So I think we'll definitely see some. It's just really tough to do that without breaking those talents that you like. They have to be good. We've seen 2 supplemental sets now in a row that are disappointing when they're not good. There's not a bunch of good cards in them. And if you're gonna say, hey, this is where we're gonna put that support for those heroes, they need to be good. So ever, yeah. What they're waiting on, man, I really don't know. I wonder what they're waiting on for a lot of stuff. So
Yeah. Maybe like an event schedule, like OP announcement. That'd be good.
Yeah. It's probably though a way to introduce more heroes with talents so that the cards go longer. Because right now, if you print like an Earth card, there's only so many heroes that benefit from that Earth card. And even then, the number of heroes that benefit are limited to the type of Earth card that you've printed, right? Like Oldham doesn't care about every type of Earth card. Briar doesn't care about they don't care about the same types of Earth cards,
No.
right? So it's really tough to do that. So my guess between the 2 options you've proposed, my guess is that it's more heroes with talents.
Yeah, I don't like. I honestly think it'd be a good spot in supplementary sets to make them focused on talents instead of, because a lot of times the talents in drafts don't feel as good sometimes. Like unless it's a new talent. So example, I feel like Draconic worked out really well in Uprising.
Yeah.
I felt like that the elemental talents worked out really well in Tales. But if you were to try to introduce those into another set, like another draftable set, I think it starts to feel a little awkward. whereas you can just print talented cards in supplemental sets without having to worry about balancing them to draft. And so it gives you the opportunity to print to a wider range. And so I think that will happen as we get more talented heroes, because right now we just have like the elemental talents, draconic, royal technically, and then well he did, and then light and shadow. So it kind of feels like, that there isn't enough talents to print to sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that they are going to be careful because of Starvo.
That's true too.
That I think that they're going to definitely focus on making sure that they are not putting themselves in a position to have to answer why Starvo again. Because like that was miserable for a lot of people. I enjoyed it for the most part. But for a lot of people, that was their lowest of the low time trying to play this game.
Yeah, I definitely agree that. Now, so granted, I think the Starvo thing, they blatantly just, I don't know, you and I seem to be the only people in the world that thought it was obvious how broken that card was at first. I mean, a bunch of other people, obviously, but like in our immediate circle, a lot of people were thinking it's fine, it's not that good, you'll never trigger the ability. And turns out when you give 3 of them, at the time, all of them, to one thing, who knows?
Yeah, we did some quick napkin math, if I remember right, and went, that's over 50%. Like,
yeah, of cards. Yeah.
Well, no, like your odds of triggering it with.
Yeah. I think on that episode we said that.
Yeah, because we were just doing some quick napkin math, and even our napkin math, we had it around like 68, I think.
Yeah,
and we were short because we weren't considering because when we were doing it like in the pseudo hypogeometric style, we weren't considering the cards that that fuse for 2.
Right, and we didn't consider things like Crown of Seeds either.
No, we were just off because of that.
Yeah,
and it's just like it turned out that it was in the low 70s, and it's like yeah, you sure can. And I get in their playtesting that they played that into fully powered Cheerios Briar and fully powered Chain, so it was like, this is fine.
Which is definitely goes to show how hard making a card game is, right? Because you have to respond to things like Cheerios Briar being great or Chain being great, and then like fix that and then go, oh, what does this mean down the road? Like I definitely understand why development's a full-time job, but like yikes, So I get what you're saying.
I am talking about you're playing a deck into 2 of the most busted decks of all time, and when it has a win rate of like 50%, you're like, it must be okay.
Yeah,
like, hold on.
Yeah, right.
Maybe not.
Yeah, what conclusions are we drawing, and why are we drawing the wrong ones?
Yeah, that's not good. Like we need to really, really tone that down a little bit. But yeah, it was amusing at the time, at the very least. So it was like, holy shit.
There you go. As a reminder, we are doing our giveaway for our 1-year anniversary box of Monarch First Edition. There is a tweet. You need to like, retweet, and follow, correct?
Yes.
There is a pin post in the Discord. You can just do whatever emoji Jordan picked.
It's a Christmas tree.
Eggplant. Nope.
It's Christmas tree.
Oh, I thought it was an eggplant.
No, it's a Christmas tree.
Yeah,
100%.
What is it?
Okay.
What is it on YouTube?
Eggplant.
We don't have a YouTube entry thing.
Oh, I thought we did. Okay.
No, there's not like a good way to track stuff on YouTube. So Twitter and Discord, both of which are linked in the description, will link to the actual contest tweet in these show notes. And then our Discord you should be in anyway because it's phenomenal. But
that's right. The winner will be announced on the December 13th show. It will not be posted anywhere. So you need to enter this week. This is your last reminder.
And if you hear that you are the winners, you will then need to DM one of us or somehow acknowledge that you can email us at fleshandpod@gmail.com to tell us that I listened to the show and I'm the winner. Or
Yay.
DM us on Discord or Twitter, any of us.
Yeah.
That is totally fine, but we are not going to tell you who won outside of by announcing it on the show.
Yeah,
that's right.
The point is we want people. There's a lot of Twitter bots.
There are a lot.
Yeah, I'm unconvinced that a Twitter bot has won a contest of ours before. So like, we just want people that actually listen to the show to get stuff.
That's right.
You know?
And this will be coming out of a fresh case, not the case that already opened to Phantasmal Footsteps.
Not the mapped case. That's
not
funny.
well, they're all mapped, but I'm going to take the boxes out and shuffle them.
Sure. Not the one that you know is mapped. Yeah.
Right. Yep. I'm going to take the boxes out of that case and shuffle them.
Sure.
There you go. There we go. All right. So let's do our Patreon. So we have our associate producer, which is our $5 a month tier, and we have Andy. And then we have our executive producer and up. So we have May, Philip, Taylor, Ed, Josh, Kenny, Nick, Teague, Ben, Alan, and Michael. If you are interested, patreon.com/flushandpod. There are four tiers, and it will break out all of those for you. As always, you can find us on Twitter at FlushPod. You can join our Discord. The link will be in the show notes. You can give us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify. You can like and subscribe on YouTube. You can shoot us an email at flushandpod@gmail.com. My personal Twitter is at AbbyD83. It is almost Christmas, folks. I'm quite excited.
Kind of crazy. I love Christmas.
I'm going to get a cat here.
Yay!
Yay! Oh, shit.
Oh.
Kitty. Oh, she's attached to my wife. There we go.
Hey,
Hey, Kitty. Say hello to the people. Hi, people. She's the best. She's
attack kitten.
Yep, she's been screaming to get up here. So
yay!
She is about like 17 years old.
Oh my gosh,
she's an ancient old biddy. And
she gets what she wants. Yeah.
Yeah, she sure does. She has forgotten what a litter box is multiple times because that would take a while for her arthritic ass to make it there. And you know what? Sometimes you don't got time for that.
Sure.
So she is a very old, very cuddly, very soft biddy that does not really give a fuck about what you think. So you can find me on Twitter at Logan Peterson, mostly. I'm not going to rage tweet. I'm going to go ahead and just only rage on this show and then rage privately outside of the show. I guess I've already raged very publicly, so let's just call it what it is. But I will behave on Twitter to a degree. You can also find me in the Discord, very responsive to what everybody says. America was knocked out of the World Cup, so I now don't care about soccer again for 4 years. Much like every American, honestly.
Wait, no. Doesn't the women's national team have their World Cup?
That's next year, though, right?
Yeah.
You said 4 years.
Oh shit, you're right. That's my bad.
Yeah.
No. I love watching the women's team because they like win.
Yeah, they're very
which
good.
is great. Yeah, they're fantastic.
They're among the best in the world. Yeah, like probably are they number one ranked right now?
They might be 2 right now, but
I think they're
it's
2.
close.
Okay.
But they're quite good, and they're a blast to watch because they will style on people. They are, they play very fast, and it's very fun to watch.
Sure.
When it comes to like soccer,
they are number 1 again.
They're back to 1.
They're back to 1. Yeah.
Have you guys got your shitty Christmas presents? I guess Jordan, you played in an armory. Did you obtain a shitty Christmas present?
I did not obtain a shitty Christmas present. That's the winner, right?
No, like there are a bunch in that kit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did leave early too. So.
Oh, okay. That's probably
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I played 3 rounds and then was like, man, I really don't want to play the 4th one of Dash, so I left.
That's fair.
But, yeah.
Not mad about it.
It was also a CC armory that had 4 rounds, and it was just getting late, and like, it was just one of those nights where rounds went for a long time. And
but out of curiosity, does your back hurt? And do you wear socks with sandals?
Yes,
frequently.
Yes, he does.
Do you mow the lawn?
No, I pay somebody to do that.
Yep.
Okay, so you're a bougie old man. Okay, got you. All right.
Yes.
That's adorable. I'm here for that, I guess. Jordan, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter. Is probably the best place at I'm Your Man. I like soccer year round. I watch a little bit less of it now than I used to in the past, but all sports of all types. Actually, for Christmas, I'm asking for Willow.tv, which is a cricket streaming service.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 24/7 cricket, and the reason that I want it is because it has VODs of test matches. And so, like, because like right now, like there's a couple of tests going on, which for people that don't know cricket, it's like a 5-day cricket match, and it starts at like 10 p.m. Eastern. So it's really hard to like follow, and there's not a lot of good cricket media in the United States that like gets it. So Willow TV gets it. So that's the one thing I want for Christmas is a Willow TV subscription. But anyway, talking to me on Twitter is the best place. Discord. I like chatting about all sorts of stuff. So hit me up. The world's on fire, and we might as well meme about it, I guess.
The world is always on fire.
Yay. All right. Well, that is all we have for this week. Don't forget to go do your entry for the giveaway, tweet, and Discord. And we will talk to you next week. Bye.